All right, so okay, so I've had this happen to me on multiple occasions, right? So this, I went over to this one woman's house, right? This is when I was trying to learn guitar. I brought my guitar, I took my guitar everywhere I went. I get over there, I'm playing my guitar, yada yada, and she's talking, yada yada yada. And then she starts, making advances like she wants me to do it to her. I'm playing my guitar. I don't really care about doing anything to her. And eventually I just left. There was a few reasons why I didn't touch her. One, she wasn't feeling. She said she had a cold or something, so I was like, that's a turn off. Two, she slept with the guy that I knew. So I really had no interest in her because I knew who that guy was. And I was like, hell no, I'm not going, no, I'm not doing this. So the next time she saw me at a club with her friends and act like, like I'm some kind of weirdo or something. Like, that dude's weird. I tried to give him something. He didn't want it. Ladies, let me cue you in on a little secret. There is a saying that goes around with men that you don't stick your in crazy. And we know that the minute that we do stick our, you know what into your you know what, that there are different views that come out of that. Your view is usually a lot more emotional than ours. You become attached in some kind of way. And even if you don't want to be attached, there are spirits that transfer from one person to another whenever you do, the nasty. Okay? So, some a lot of times if a man does not give in to your advances, it's because of what you said before that. It's the things that come out of your mouth that is coming from your spirit. And he knows if he does, see it through, and that those spirits that are in you are now going to be within him. This is what a wise man would say. Somebody who doesn't care just doesn't care. They're just going to do it because there's a hole there. You know what I mean? But for somebody who's spiritually wise, they know that they don't want your spirits on them. And I done had some beautiful women try to give me some, and I turned them down. And they didn't understand why. It was the words that they were saying turned me off. I didn't want their cursing spirit. They had foul mouths. The men who they talked about, who they slept with, I didn't want their spirits that transferred from that guy onto me. A lot of them were violent and just, totally, nowhere near in the will of God whatsoever. Not to say that I'm some holy, but nonetheless, I do understand spirit transfer. So I just like, nah, I'm not doing that. Other ones, had some extra stuff going on physically with them that I wasn't into. I was like, nah, I'm not doing anything with you, because, I know the stories about you. So you ladies need to understand. Ladies talk, you talk a lot. You talk a lot, and some of the things you say turns a man completely off. We don't want you. We're like, no, we don't want to be connected to somebody who talks like you. Two, we walk into your house and your house is a mess. That's a spiritual thing. You're not tired from work all day. I could see if you were. Listen, I could see if you were pulling 16-hour shifts as some type of, I don't know, maybe you're a forklift driver, maybe you're a truck driver, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a business owner, and you got three business that you got to do in that day, and when you come home you're exhausted. I could see that. I could see. Listen, I would actually help you clean your house. I'd be like, you know what, ma? I'm gonna give you a hand. Let me step on in here and get this because I see you. I see what you're doing. I understand you. That I can understand. But listen, I had one woman I dated for a minute, and every time I came over, she would have a bunch of clothes on the ironing board. I mean, have her closet was on her ironing board, and then it migrated to her bed, and so she could only sleep on one side of the bed. Now, I don't put the clothes up every check. I got clothes in the dryer right now. Been there for a week. You know what I mean? Understood. But when your clothes are everywhere, and then her bathroom, listen, her tub was brown. It wasn't its regular color. It's because she wouldn't clean it, but nonetheless, she'd be taking showers in it. I'm like, is your tub brown or is it? No, it was just dirty. I told her to her face, I said, listen, if you don't clean this house, I am never coming back here. There is a reason a man turns a woman down. For one, not every man is anxious to get in your pants. I done had some women I turned down and they just didn't understand why. It isn't something that they said, it isn't something that they did. It's simply because I just didn't want to. We don't always want to. I know it's in our nature. I know you think that everybody wants to get in your pants, but the truth is we don't. We don't always want to. Sometimes we just want to chill because we don't want to be bothered. We know what comes with that. We know what that's all about. Look, one young lady I dated, and then I stopped dating her for one. She went out and found another man, and then she came back to me. I was just like, no, I'm not doing this. She came to my house, and I wouldn't even let her in my door. And when I finally did, after a long period of time, she wanted me to sleep with her, and I was like, no, because you're crazy. I know how you are. And I seen that woman not too long ago. She was kind of asking me to marry her. I was like, no, I'm not. And she started calling me and I wouldn't answer the phone. I'm not interested because you're nuts. Okay, so for some of you females out there who are trying to figure it out, men don't like to stick there, a sane man. Now, some of you toxic men out there, you'll do anything. But you get what you're asking for. You play stupid games, you'll win stupid prizes. So you got to watch it. And, sometimes we don't care. Sometimes we're like, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway because it's there. Look, I get it. Okay, I don't have beautiful women knocking out banging down my door like it used to be. That's over for me. So I understand, guys, but when it comes to crazy, sometimes you women, you just say, you just do stuff that's just, we just don't want nothing to do with that. We just don't care. Good evening, Miss Star. I'm about to get off here, but yeah, we don't care how beautiful you are, how smart you are, how much money you got. I know that's what you women think. Oh, I'm beautiful. Why won't he sleep with me? Because you had said something that turned him completely off. I remember this one woman. She wasn't interested in me. She was interested in my buddy. She told us where she lived, and it turned us both off. She said she's from Pennsylvania, from Philly, up near Mount Airy. And once I heard that, I'm from Pittsburgh. And once I heard her say that, I was like, wait a minute, Mount Airy. She's like, I was like, as in Mount Airy Lodge. She was like, yeah, my parents, they own some of that. I was like, oh no. I was like, bro, you can have her, but be careful. And then I started to tell him about that area and who owns that place. I was like, bro, this is not the girl that you want to do this to and then piss her off. So listen, women, sometimes it's the things that you say that just makes us like, we don't want nothing to do with it. And it's your fault. A lot of times it's your fault, not ours. It's your boy Tone 202. Peace.